Starcade Hellraiser here, and a lot of 3-2 videos coming. Now I'm going to warn you straight away, if the title, and I'll try to title this all up properly to make sure it's clear, spoilers are going to be all over the bloody place. There's going to be spoilers all over the place. Okay? Spoilers, spoilers, spoilers. It's one of the reasons in this first video I'm letting you know now so that we can do this. So that you can leave if you think you might not be able to, stay away from spoilers. Alright. I'm going to give a lot of thoughts about 3-2. This is a day one video. Me and Argus Harbinger and 2 randoms going into the Duty Finder for the mandatory storyline event dungeon, the Anti-Tower. Now you see some of the new features of the Duty Finder that does tell you, okay, there's a lot, tells you kind of how many players are involved, etc. and so forth. Basically, 3-2 for a lot of places is probably going to be where the shit hits the fan. I do think Square Enix heard a lot of the goods leaving between 3.0, 3.1, 3.15, and 3.2, and they've taken several steps to try to rectify this. I'll tell you right now, I mean, this is a major thing that involves major spoilers and storyline stuff, etc. I believe that by the end of 3.x, Hydaelyn, the Scions, and the Warrior of Light lose. Hydaelyn is too weak to aid them. You want to know why? It's not going to be in this video. I did not put the video in here. But now I have started up for the Anti-Tower, and because it's day one, pretty much about 30 minutes after the thing, everybody's ready to go. This is only the second of the missions. So this is going to be right off the bat. And this is not going to be an easy dungeon for randos or casuals, etc. They are definitely trying to get people, and that could be as much as the Hall of the Novice. Don't get to see. Oh, by the way, we're now upside down. And look at all those pirogos. Yep. But it's me on my Dragoon, Argus Harbinger on his now fit-based warrior, and we have Ferrari Tagara on the monk, and Amatsu Izanagal on probably Scholar. I mean, give you an idea of just how much, the improvement's probably going to be required in some people's minds. Oh, by the way, how about the good old school Dynamis pull there? You hit the Pirogo, and here comes help. Well, basically, there are several rounds of this. But to me, this dungeon to me almost seems like the most raid-like of the dungeons. And you'll see why I say this once we start getting some of the boss work here. There are 3 bosses in the dungeon, as most dungeons have, but these are a bit more difficult than some of the other ones that you've seen in some of the other raid mechanics, etc. and so forth. So this really, and as you can see, this is almost like Void Ark in the way you get these jump pads to go from lever to lever. Here comes another Pirogo, but he's got help too. Pull, and here comes a Hurricane and a Leech. Does almost seem like this thing is coming straight out of the hinterlands, don't you? But again, these are trash, but basically kind of gave an idea. I've done the entire 3-2 MSQ, and we're in trouble. And you can say that we as the Warrior of Light, you can say that we as in Filthy Fucking Casuals. We're in trouble. Because it is clear with this patch that Square Enix has heard the cries of the Aniros and Nikas and Giggers of the world and has decided we're going to listen to you a little bit. I mean, this dungeon, you know, for the day one hardcores, is not going to be hard. A lot of people like it, from what I've read. But once it starts getting down to the randos and the real grindy shit and all that kind of stuff, there's going to be trouble here. You'll see why in a second. Something tells me the monk actually likes this dungeon. So again, now the minimum eye level on this dungeon is 180. The drops are 195, so this is not something that you, even with esoteric gear, wouldn't be able to pretty much at the least out eye level. So this is, you know, again, it's the third trash pull. And we just, you know, we're just going along at this point. It's not exactly a difficult first part of it, but you'll see where it starts getting a little interesting here, because I believe, yep, well, actually, one of the other things that they do, especially on this third pull, is they double up the extras. And they'll do it again, I think, on the second or third pull in the second round, as well as the last pull of the third round before you get to the final boss. This is not going to be your face roll walkthrough and, you know, have nothing dungeon. You can see that the monk is almost out of TP. I'm trying to conserve it as best I can because I want to save my TP for the TP Invigorate for the boss fight upcoming. But this is, you know, it's interesting. I mean, this is a very interesting, and there is a little bit more challenge to this dungeon than a lot of people are going to be used to, especially for MSQ. So, okay, now we get to the first boss, and this is something that's really freaking hilarious. Okay, you've beaten those Pirogos? Try that guy. Try that Pirogo. Zoropogo. Or Zoroprego, I should say. Yeah, gee, that's a honking surprise for the boss one. Yep. Well, there's another surprise if you watch this fight closely. This is... this is up there. You'll see what we mean here in just a second. But this is the first boss. Zororogo, the head Pirogo. Argus Harbinger making the point of the new VIT tanking in 3-2. And here comes the start of the fight. Now again, I'm 207. I think Argus is too. I do not know about the other two and never checked. Whoops, that's gonna hurt. Note to self, avoid that AoE in the future. Ow. I do not know about that, but here comes a problem. Probably the other main problem in the fight, other than the AoEs that you have to avoid, are these buggers coming up. Well, there are a couple more AoEs, the water bombs that I got nailed with before, and the Pirogo, Fire Toad, the Dreamers, and now I'm like, oh no, and me. We're fighting Kermit the Frog and the Rainbow Connection. And maybe I'm the only person who's old enough to recall that. Someday we'll find it, the Rainbow Connection. The water bombs, the pirogos, and the annoying toy hammer that's about to hit the boss. Doink. Mama, mommy, mommy. God. Oh man, are you kidding me with the culture references here? And pretty much it's just avoiding the thing and keeping the... Now here comes a third set of water bombs. Splat. Which of course adds an additional water bomb to it, but you can see what's going on here. Now, the later ones, they start throwing people into toads that will have water bombs following them until the other people kill the things. Now it really gets annoying and fun. If you think the filthy fucking casuals are going to be able to clear this, I got news for you. You need to get hit like that on the head with a toy hammer, because me, my mama, me. Oh God. What is it with Square Enix and the music culture references around here? I mean, serious like. The Rainbow freaking Connection. Okay. Thank you for trying. Thank you for trying. Well, anyway, that's the first boss. You know, and basically it's avoid the AoEs and deal with the choir. And deal also then with getting turned into toads so that the other people have to deal with the choir, and then you end up becoming the spawn point of these of the water bombs until you're turned back. But we have won this fight. Again, the drops are 195. It's not easy being green. Any crooks. Great. So anyway, that's up to the first boss, and we will be back with the other two bosses. Well, so that means we've now killed it. I announced we've killed Kermit and the Rainbow Connection. We get our 195 drop. Stargate Hellraiser. See you in a bit with the second video.